Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Joel. So, we're on episode 22 today. And before I tell you what the topic is about, we actually have a new face here on the podcast. This is Danielle. I actually met her on United Young. It's been a while back. So, I've known her for a little while now. And when I first met her, she was living in New York City. Is that right?
New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah, I knew it was close there because you were working for BET at that
Mhm.
point. So yeah, you were there, and now she's actually in a different place. I'll have her say where she's at now because recently, a few months ago, she actually got married. So congratulations to that.
Yes, thank
And I remember hearing all of the wedding prep and stuff like that, and just and I know even like she had during her wedding, I think like there was like a monster truck event that was happening the same day,
you.
and
Yes.
like kind of trying to get around all that, craziness because you don't want to be outside, having your wedding and then all of a sudden you hear so I was glad that things ended up working out with that. So yeah, recently she just got married and she actually moved to a new location. But so I'm gonna go ahead and have her introduce herself and tell us where she currently is living and what she does for a living. So take it away.
Yes. Thank you, Joel. So yeah, again, my name is Danielle. I'm from North Carolina now. I'm currently a senior insights analyst at Target. I'm fairly new there. I think it's been about 7 or 8 months since I first started. Just like Joel said, I've known him. I think it's been over 2 years at this point. I feel like we started talking maybe like at the start of the pandemic, I believe. So up until now, it's definitely been over 2 years, which is crazy. And then I felt like even I've literally updated, like he's known the progress of like me wedding planning every step of the way. So I think he saw it from like literally the beginning when I didn't have a venue even picked out yet. And I was just like, I don't know if this is going to happen all the way up until, the wedding happening. And then everything went smoothly. Like he said, the monster trucks and all that. We ended up having the wedding later on that day, which was the best decision because then it was quiet, everything worked out. We had a nice turnout, nice crowd, couldn't complain. And yeah, now I'm here today and happy to be on your podcast. So thank you again for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I knew, yes, at the time that I asked you, I think you were pretty busy with like doing some moving, since you were moving
Mhm.
from a different state. So I'm glad that we were able to have this time for now that you're settled into your new place that we're able to do this. So I definitely appreciate you coming on for sure. So so today I'm actually going to go ahead and get into our topic. We are going to be talking about the importance of like working out and exercise. And I know some people may be wondering, Joel, you don't look like you're the most like athletic person. Why do you want to talk about this? And here's my reasoning. So uh for all my life I've struggled with this. It's been something that my weight fluctuates, it goes up and down. My workout kind of stuff goes up and down. Like when I was in college, I felt like I was doing really good only because it was convenient. Like we had like a rec center kind of thing there on campus at UAB, which is where I went. And it was very like because I would have like sometimes 4 or 5 hours in between classes. So I was like, why not go to the gym? So I was doing that and I was getting to where I was losing weight. And now that I'm like working 5 days a week and you don't have really breaks besides your 30-minute hour break. So like I said, it's been a little bit harder. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I I I do these podcasts is not only to help other people learn, but I would like to learn things too. Like I would like to learn things about workout and exercise that maybe I can apply to my life. And like I say, even like currently right now, I'm still struggling. Right now, I'm at kind of like a plateau with my weight. Like in the past couple months, I've lost maybe 6, 7 pounds, which is good, but I would still like to lose that 15 more pounds. And so like I said, I think that's it's a good thing to have these kind of topics because like I said, not only for me to like I said, have other people learn things about me, but for me to learn things about other people's perspectives and how they do things like this. So I know Danielle has had plenty of well, she's had some experience, plenty of experience with working out and exercising. She does some, 3 mile, 4 mile runs at the beginning of the day sometimes, and she's actually training for something big right now. She's actually training for a half marathon. So, so that's definitely going to be definitely a big task to take on, but I know she's going to do great at it. So that's why I thought it would be uh good for her to be on a topic like this because I feel like I could learn something from her. So I think we're going to go ahead and get into the first question. So my first question is how often should you exercise each week? And then like a second part to my question is how long should you exercise each day? So I guess I'll let you take it away and then I'll kind of give my input of how I've been doing it and maybe I've been doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's probably easier to think about how often you should exercise per week, just because everyone's schedule is a bit different. Also, apologize if my camera is getting dark. I have a ring light on and it's deciding to just cut out on me, so might not have the best lighting anymore. But anyway, but just let me know if it's too dark, and I'll try to figure something out real quick. But so the doctor definitely recommends you work out at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week or 20 minutes of vigorous exercise 3 times a week. Again, like I said, I like to focus on a weekly basis because people schedule, you might not have, 45 minutes to work out, one day, or you might only have 30 minutes to work out. You might have 15 or 20 because it's really up to the person and what they have going on. So that's why I like to look at it on a weekly basis. So as long as you're hitting that minimum requirement, that's the main thing. So like just thinking about 150 minutes of exercise a week. Again, that's moderate exercise. That can be something as little as walking or on the elliptical. It doesn't have to be anything intense. You might want to divide it up 5 times a week, so that'll be 30 minutes a day. But then some people might not have 5 times a week to worry about exercise, so you might want to knock that out to 3 times a week. Again, that's totally up to you. And then the more vigorous exercise, like I said, you don't have to do that as often, and that's something like jogging or running, something that I do a lot of, like hit training, hit workouts. Again, some people might not want to do that as often. That might be a little bit stressful on the body. So they might want to only do maybe that 15 minutes for once a week. Again, that's totally up to you and the level that you're comfortable with. For me, I'm definitely doing a lot more. I'm probably averaging 75 minutes a day, 5 times a week. But again, that's just something that I've built up to. I've been exercising for many years. I think probably started back in high school when I started taking it a bit more serious when my mom told me that she was just signing up our family to the local YMCA, and they had a gym and a pool. So I actually was like, oh, maybe I should actually start like exercising. I started taking like the exercise classes that they offered, like Zumba, yoga, some like boot camp classes. So that's when I really started to get into it and take it more serious. And I was only going maybe a few times a week, maybe like 2 or 3. Again, just starting off, but the main thing was I was moving my body. And then over time, as I got older, I started to enjoy it and then just wanted to do more. So then, 3 times a week turned into 4 times a week. And then I kind of stayed at 4 times a week for, probably all the way throughout my college. I was just comfortable. And then one day I decided to challenge myself, like, oh, I can do 5 times a week. Like, let me do more to not really hit a plateau. So then I started doing 5 times a week, which is very demanding on the body. But most importantly, like I said, it's something that I've built up to. I make sure that I take rest days. I make sure that I stretch a lot so that my body can handle the intensity that I'm giving it throughout the week.
Yeah, yeah, that's actually a really good answer because I've never heard like I mean I probably should have by now, but like I haven't really heard about the 150 a week, and I actually think that's a good way to think about it instead of thinking like each day. Because like you said, some days may be busier than others. So let's say
Mhm.
you may like especially on Sunday, I feel like my days are filled with church, and then I have a small break in between, which may be doing a recording like this and then go back to church for a choir rehearsal and then meet up with family for dinner and stuff like that. So like I almost on Sunday have like no day, like no time, I mean, to exercise at all. So let's say there are some days where let's say they may be busier than others. So it's good to kind of think about like, a moderate, like a good starting point is having 150 minutes per week of working out. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and take that into consideration even for myself because recently, ever since I came back from the beach, for people that don't know, I went to the beach about a month ago, and I came back and I've kind of still been slacking. Like last week, I only went to the gym or did any kind of exercise like once. So I did maybe like 60 minutes, and then this week, I actually have done zero. So like I've been just well, I've had a busy week at work, but I do have like things at home that like I could
Mhm.
be using. Like I do have
Mhm.
these like dumbbells that I could be using. I do have a
Mhm.
treadmill here at home and I just don't get on it because well one struggle that I feel like I actually brought up to Danielle was I was getting on the treadmill and I feel like I wasn't losing much weight. And I think it's because it's the only thing that I've been trying to use to lose any kind of weight instead of using any other machine. So that may be maybe my body has kind of somewhat got adjusted to doing the walking and running on the treadmill, and maybe I just need to change my workout kind of strategy. So that's definitely been something I've been trying to take on. Besides, as I know, also of course, eating, of course, is a big part of your journey, whether it's you're trying to lose weight or whether you're trying to gain muscle or anything like that. So, yes, I actually like that. Like instead of thinking of like so as far as exercising each day, like I said, just as long as it accumulates or adds up to 150, that's actually a good goal to go after. So I'm like, so this, I'm gonna think I'm really gonna take that into consideration with this new week that we're gonna be having.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I'm happy to hear that you'll try it out. I think I said like it's just so much easier to think about. So even if you go to the gym or if you do a workout at home, whatever you choose to do, if you do it twice a week, figure out how to divide that time up. Whether you do an hour on the elliptical and maybe the second day you do something at home, pick up some weights. That's totally up to you. But just making sure that you're hit that minimum per week, and it makes it easier on a person too. Like I said, I can get it. It can be a little discouraging where you're losing weight at some point and then you kind of hit a plateau. I think the main thing is just get back on track. And we all have life happens. We all go on vacations and trips, and not everyone exercise on a vacation. And by all means, don't feel like you have to either. For me, I like to continue to do so just because I don't like to break my routine. But if you take a week off, the main thing is when you get back in town, just get back going again. That's all you have to do. So just, do something. Like I said, just moving your body, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you. Just main thing is just get moving.